The great Lone Star State and former Republic of Texas is deep as it is wide, fiery as it is friendly, and independent as all get out. Heck, we even got our own state-sponsored music office to support it all. As far as we know, no other state can make that claim. The music that grows from its soil is no different. As they say, it's in the dirt. From the books written about the legacy, sounds, and venues, to the variety of notable Texan musicians that have filled our airwaves, toured our towns, beamed into our living rooms late at night, we have reveled in their music. Buddy Holly, Roy Orbison, Gene Autry, ZZ Top, Dixie Chicks, Leanne Rimes, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Lyle Lovett, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Billy Joe Shaver, and on and on and on. There is one artist in particular of many who is a growing part of the Texas lineage. He does it all: folk, country, blues, roots, and rock. You'll find him mostly along the highways, byways, and killer venues in Texas, and on occasion touring the East and the West. He personifies the spirit of many who have played before him, play alongside him, and will follow in his same way. Here's a sampling of a genuinely woven Texas chord. Meet Nathan Hamilton.
So where are we tonight?
Tonight we're at Maria's Taco Express on South Lamar, South Austin.
All right. And what do they got going here? Just a little Christmas thing?
Yeah, they're on a holiday extravaganza. They got several different artists that are playing.
Now, there are a lot of places around Austin that have sort of backyard kind of
there's tons of places.
stages.
Yeah. Cafes, restaurants, coffee houses.
I mean, it could be anything from tacos to antiques to swap meets, you know.
Farmers markets. Yeah, I mean, everywhere you go, you see people playing music. The airport, you know, there's always a stage somewhere.
Cool.
All right, here's a nice little Christmas murder ballad. Too many roots around my bones. I crossed the bridge at Miller's Junction. I saw a man lying on the ground. Too many roots around my bones.
My name is Laura Thomas. I represent singer-songwriters. For me, I like people who can write good songs. We're in South Austin, Texas. It's half a mile, probably a mile south of the river, Colorado River. It's in a neighborhood called Golden Creek. Walking distance to Continental Club, Jovita's, Red Gills. A sticker, it says 78704. It's not just a zip code, it's a way of life. I'm a native Austinite. I'm a huge music fan, especially Austin makes me proud because we're known for our live music scene. And then I'm going on to visit some friends in Australia, and one of the guys said, yeah, my coworker loves Texas music. So this is in Hobart, Tasmania, Australia, a town of 180,000 people, and then Texas music has a reputation there. So to me that says a lot. I went to the record store to listen to his record. And Waterloo Records, you can hear anything on.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Waterloo Records.
Waterloo Records.
Waterloo.
Waterloop.
Waterloo. Austin was first founded, it was called Waterloo. And the first place I saw him was the Hole in the Wall. They were really exceptionally talented, and so I decided to start working with him. I've loved working with him. Every venue loves them, every venue wants them back. They don't mess around, they sing really great songs, but it's not boring, and then they just kick ass. They're really tight, and they're just fun to watch, and they're just really good people. That's what I mean, their ethic is so great. They're really hardworking, and they want to do whatever they can to gig and to keep playing, and because they love it, and it gives them life.
All right, so here we are. We're with Nathan Hamilton down here on Jinx Avenue in Texas, 78704, correct?
Actually, we're in 405 here.
45.
We're so far south that we're even out of.
So this is real south.
Yeah. They stole the sign.
Yeah, the street with no sign.
Somebody took it. The first band I was in, we were the Sharecroppers. We put out a record. We found out there were other bands called the Sharecroppers. So we changed our name to the Good Medicine Band and called the record The Spirit of the Sharecroppers. Their mains produced that record, but as far as the release, we didn't have a label. We put it out ourselves. And so, I mean, after the Sharecroppers broke up and I went on my own, I made Tuscola, my first solo record, and put that out on Stepping Stone Records, which was a small independent label here in Austin. It couldn't be more grassroots. There's the joke that technology is, the great thing about the technology is that, you know, anybody can make a CD. And the bad thing is that anybody can make a CD. But we had, I mean, for independently putting that out for Tuscola, we had a fair amount of success as far as getting put on the map in a very small way. A lot of stations around the country that we sent it to, radio stations and across the world, you know, in Europe and the Netherlands and places like that, picked up on it and started playing it and started getting, you know, good reviews. And then the next record was Love and Wages, all for Love and Wages, and did that the same way. I just did the same thing, it just kind of followed the same pattern. You know, make the record, put it out, get in the band, and start doing shows to support it. There's really, you know, if you don't have a big, you know, machine behind you that's got a lot of promotion, you know, power and things like that, there's really no other way to do it that I know of other than just to get out there.
And so the live record that you just did, Live at Floors, Country Store, which was once again a fully independent release. I say, didn't the owner of the Floors kind of get behind you? And
it was his. Well, he knew we wanted to do a live record. He was a big fan before he ever took over Floors. His name's Mark McKinney. He was just a fan. Came to a lot of our shows. Really nice guy, and he just an absolute music lover. It's a huge, you know, display of belief. You know.
That's your no sign, yeah? So where are we heading right now?
Practice.
So how does it feel to be cruising on 35 North heading to band practice?
It feels great.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I feel really good about what I'm doing. I mean, granted, my hat's off. I owe a lot to my wife. Because as a guy with a family, I wouldn't be able to do this if it weren't for her. She's completely supportive. So, I mean, I'm incredibly grateful for that. But it's not like I'm laying around in my underwear drinking beer watching cartoons either, you know. I mean, I'm working my butt off. And she sees that.
You mean that doesn't pay sitting around your underwear watching cartoons?
It might for somebody.
You don't think that would fly?
It might for somebody. Somebody's got that gig.
Who are the guys in the band?
Brent Malkus on guitar and backing vocals, and Chepo Pena on bass, and Mark Casey on the drums.
Brent has been with you the longest.
Yeah.
Correct?
He's been with me about almost 4 years.
Did you know right away that he was like going to be the guy? Going to be the guy?
I mean, the first practice.
He's a ripper, huh?
It was no question. Yeah, the guy's a monster. And he's, you know, had a huge part in the drive and the arrangement on a lot of the songs. He's been an integral part in that way. And just to what the band is now, No Deal, Brent is drastically affected the direction, the way the band has gone. He had an edge that matched lyrically the way I write. That being said, where the band is now with Chepo and Mark coming in, I think they, in their own right, have done the same thing. We make a point to, if there's only 10 people there to see us, to give 100%. I mean, that's what we do. So whether there's 5 people there or if there were 500 people there, we're going to put out regardless.
Right.
If we get up there and mope and whine around, it's going to be a bleak fest for everybody involved. I mean, the band is better now than I think it's ever been.
Oh, Mr. Billy Brent Marcus on the electric guitar right there, y'all.
Everybody's confident sounding.
I didn't want to sound like. No, I said it. I didn't want to sound.
Okay, you know he's the one that said, okay, who don't want your donut? That was Mark.
So this is Brent Malkus.
Hi, Cameron. How you doing?
And what about, is roots rock relevant? Like, I've heard
it
that
is.
kind of been thrown around a little bit.
Well,
Like,
it describes us being fairly accurately because we rock and then we play roots.
That's Nathan, yeah, he's a singer-songwriter. Nathan, you know, yeah, we play country, but we're not entirely that, so yeah, we're roots, but you say roots rock, then next thing I think of is reggae. Roots rock, reggae.
We've got a super leftist slant, so I think it kind of comes across also in the music, and also we come from punk rock backgrounds. So.
right.
Okay, we can go play a dinner gig, but then we can turn around and go play one of these loud clubs, because we're adaptable, you know, so. But musically, you know, we can go play these dance halls, and people, if they can tolerate what we're saying. I mean, not that our message is like didactic or anything, but you know, there's shit that means a lot to Nathan and means a lot to me, so we're gonna let it be known. Fucking love this band.
Earplugs are for sissies.
Right.
Want to protect your ears, become a librarian. That's what I say.
So what were you saying? Somebody reviewed you as what exactly?
They called us left-wing redneck rock, which I can take the left wing to bed, but we're not rednecks by any means. But we do play honky tonks. But it doesn't matter, you know. Even if because we wear our hearts on our sleeves pretty straight up. And I don't believe in hitting anybody over the head or preaching to people, but you know, I'll put my beliefs in a song, in a story, or through a different character's voice or something like that, you know, to make my ideas and feelings known. But it's like the music, though, transcends any differences in that way, and that's what's really cool. There was a guy the other night at a show that came up afterwards. He said, you know, I don't share your political beliefs, but I appreciate you standing up and speaking them. It was in Plano.
At the Love and
Love and War. In
Love and
Texas
War.
is the name of the club. And there was another show we did where a guy came up to me afterwards and he was referring to the song Two Penny Vengeance. And that has a line, you know, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a lie for a lie, the truth for the truth. I will not be a pawn in your dirty little war, and you will not grease your wheels with my blood anymore. And this guy came up to me, he was probably in his 60s after the show. And I thought he was, you know, pissed off at first because he had a real serious look on his face and said, "I want to talk to you." Okay. And he said, "I just want to thank you for singing that song. I was a sergeant in Vietnam. I lost 17 men in 2 days." And he said, "I am completely against what's going on right now," with referring to the whole thing in Iraq. And I mean, it was huge to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, to have a guy, you know, where the song resonated with him in that way. I mean, I'm just writing about it, and you know, it's just a story I made up basically on a number of things. An uncle that was in Vietnam, and a story I'd read about a guy that, while his dad was in Vietnam, they foreclosed on his farm. So I took all that together and you know, created a story out of it. There's so many different ways that songs come about. There's no set formula or pattern that I do every time. It may be a story idea, it may be a character, it may be just a mood. And the mood may be spurred on by a melody that I come up with. And that melody will create a feeling or an emotion, and then that will trigger, you know, different lines and phrases. Or it may be just, you know, I keep a journal all the time, and I'm always writing just bits and pieces in there.
Maybe the smoke coming out of the back of this exhaust here.
Right.
Polluting up everything. Like that could be something maybe, right?
There you go. Get that license number, make a phone call. Or sometimes they just come out all in one shot, you know. You sit down and it's like a gift. It just pours right out. I think I come at it from sometimes from an angry point of view, sometimes from a compassionate point of view. And that's just what resonates with me. So whether it's in film or literature, or, you know, is that sort of kitchen sink, you know, real life stories. So that's where I write from. That's where I go. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you write that's just for more of a cathartic experience, just to get it out, that I'll probably never record or do anything with, but it's just a way to sort of just exercise that stuff, you know, that you're feeling.
All throughout time, I mean, all the great artists and have found some way to express whatever's going on in the world at that any given time, you know.
Right. That's the thing that was so disturbing in the last few years, with the sort of the silencing of artists that was going on, and the kind of threatening that if you had a voice of dissent or anything that was opposed to, you know, what the current administration was doing, that you were somehow being un-American and, you know, unpatriotic. And it couldn't be anything more patriotic than standing up for what you believe in, and standing up and saying, hey, you know, I don't think this is right, and voicing your opinion. There was a period of time that before the war started where a lot of artists were starting to raise their voice, and especially after like the Natalie Maines chick thing. After that happened, you know, there was you know, artists that came out and supported her and what she said. There was definitely almost like hearing a book slam shut of people shutting up and silencing. And I don't know how or where that came down, but that's to me almost more frightening than anything else. To say, you know, just shut up and sing, That's ridiculous. I mean, would you have said that to Bob Dylan or Joni Mitchell or, you know, Neil Young or, you know, I mean, shut up and sing.
That Silverado back down Highway 84.
So there it is, the raw catalyst of Texas chords and kindred spirits. That's the thing, kindred spirits. We want to hook up with the likes of others, explore and record the weaves and striking chords that make up the fabric of the authentic Texas scene, and share it with music fans around the world. You know, like Laura said, as far-reaching as Tasmania.
Let's hear a good Nathan Hamilton story.
One thing I do with Combo Plate booking, once a month I schedule an artist to go play at the local soup kitchen. Before I took Nathan on, I said, hey, do you want to come play the soup kitchen? An artist will come and volunteer and sing for an hour. So he said, yeah, I'll come do that. He came to play the soup kitchen, ran into some guy he knew. Apparently when Nathan first moved to town, it was really a rough time for him, and he lived in this boarding house. So he sang his songs, and then we were putting away his gear after the soup kitchen, and he said that he met some guy, another person there, who asked him if he had an extra guitar because he was carrying around a guitar case, and Nathan said that, well, yeah, I do. So he came back later that day and brought this guitar to this man. He met him on a street corner an hour later and gave away a guitar. You know, I mean, who else is going to do that? I mean, nobody. And so, and then this is typical Nathan Hamilton. He's like, you know, hopefully it's making him a few bucks, but you know, maybe the guitar's just moving on. That's fine with me.